Something abnormal is happening here in the Salt Lake City real estate market. And the market here has been pretty good, but right now we're seeing some inventory levels that we have not seen in nearly a decade. We have 19% higher, more inventory than this time last year. And there are some huge market forces at play. And if you don't understand them, then you could easily miss the perfect buying opportunity right now in front of you, or worse, you can significantly overpay. So if you want to be prepared for what's happening in the Salt Lake City market right now, let me go ahead and just kind of break it all down for you. And by the way, if we haven't met, my name is laurarosqvist, and I am your local real estate expert here in Utah. I am always staying up to date on what is going on here in the northern Utah area, also down in Washington County, Utah County. And I'll tell you what is happening right now is unlike really anything I've ever seen in a very long time. So make sure you stick with me till the end. We're going to reveal some key strategies that you can use to take advantage in this crazy real estate market. I'm going to be sharing with what we're doing with our clients right now. And for years, in the 2019 to 2022, buying homes in Utah was competing against multiple offers and cash prevailed. Homes would hit the market and just like that, go underneath contract within hours. And so the pandemic really created this really crazy situation where everyone was fighting over barely any homes with inventory at the lowest. But something is happening recently, and the number of homes in the Utah Real Estate Multiple Listing Service, which we call our MLS, has shot way up to almost 12,000 homes on the market. Buyers have more options now than they did for years, and this is happening all over the Salt Lake City area and the surrounding counties, including Weber County, Morgan, Summit, Washington, Salt Lake, down in Utah County area. With all of these homes on the market, prices have dipped a little bit, but not completely crashed. So the median sales price in the Salt Lake City Valley area on the MLS is $570,000, and that's nearly a 1% gain from last year. And homes that used to sell in about 6 days, they're now sitting for several months. So our absorption rate is between 3 to 4 months right now. Median days on market is now 46. Now, of course, you're probably wondering what's behind the inventory explosion. So it's not just really one thing. It's kind of like this perfect storm of three really big factors that are all happening at once. Now, first of all, sellers who have been waiting for interest rates to drop, well, they're finally coming back into the market. They've been watching rates go up and down, and many have just decided it's just time to hop in and move no matter what. Now, many families have outgrown their homes and need a bigger place. And the top reason for why people are moving, reported by the National Association of Realtors, is wanting to live closer to home. There's been a lot of new construction. Builders have been trying to keep up with demand. There have been many townhome developments being built to help with those first-time home buyer affordability issue. Affordable housing units still remain insufficient, but buyers are still struggling with affordability, and buyers are pulling back as homes get less affordable. And even though appreciation here in Utah continues to go up, it is very modest compared to previous years. Now, Utah's huge appreciation gains were mostly between 2019 and 2022, where most of that 40% gain was. So if we ask the big question, with a lot of inventory on the market, still a strong job market, high net migration, and continued appreciation, even though it's small, are we seeing a major shift in the Salt Lake City housing market? Now, if we want to answer that, let's take another look at the huge change that is happening along with the inventory surge here, and that's sellers' concessions. Many Utah home sales last year and this year included seller concessions. Many sellers are willing to offer concessions, including rate buy-downs to sell their home. Sellers are sweetening the deal to get buyers to buy with more inventory to choose from. Mortgage rates are down a tad, and sellers are offering concessions. This is really a good time to consider buying. And if rates continue to go down, then more people will jump into the market. So if you are selling a house or plan to sell a house, it is important to price your house right to begin with. If your home is not priced right to begin with or in excellent condition, then you're going to have a harder time selling it. And we have a home on my street that, just got 3 offers on it in the first 3 days, the house being on the market. But the house is super cute and it's priced about $10,000 below market. So those multiple offers drove up the price of the home, and the seller is going to end up netting more overall. And the sellers do have another home under contract and they needed to sell that home quickly. Another thing to do is if you are trying to sell your house, is considering offering those concessions. Concessions like paying for buyer's closing costs and being open to lowering the price of your home if you're not getting the foot traffic. And one of the biggies is how your home is marketed to. So if your agent is not all over social media and getting you that exposure, you may not get very many potential buyers looking at your property. People just go on Zillow or homes.com, and those sites are not always accurate. Think about it. Has Zillow ever been in your house? So how can their estimate be accurate to your home? And when the market fluctuates with prices going up or down, the only people who really have a pulse on value is a good realtor who has been in your home and they know the current market in your specific neighborhood. So every neighborhood is different, and some homes they just seem to just fly off the market. And maybe the neighborhood has a family vibe, better schools, and other things that people are looking for, and they want to be in that specific neighborhood. Maybe it's a neighborhood where people who are downsizing to or are trying to get into. It is important that when you sell your house, you understand what the market is doing in that very specific neighborhood and how your house stacks up to your competition. Now, as buyers come to know the market and what is taking place in the specific neighborhoods, they're going to know what the price points are, what the amenities, schools, or whatever it is that is important to them to look at. And they're going to know what influences how houses sell and how quickly. For example, neighborhoods in the higher price ranges, like over $1 million, usually take longer to sell, so you need to compare apples to separate neighborhoods. Days on market overall may be 46, but in a specific neighborhood, it may be 200 days on market. The longer a house sits on the market past the median days on market for the neighborhood, the more negotiating power the buyer has. So there's different factors you need to look at. What's days on market? What are their homes selling for? What's the major price point? Otherwise, you could be overpaying for the property. New construction is a good thing to look at for lower interest rates. Newer construction is great to look at for lower interest rates. If you use their lender, that's where you can usually get a lower interest rate. My client is looking at this new development, and the builder is offering $15,000 towards upgrades or a rate buy down with a 3.99% interest rate. And they're willing to throw in a refrigerator, water softener, and 2,000 square feet of sod for the front yard. Overall, the price of the home will usually be a little bit more than an existing home, since a lot of money is added to the base price of the home when you do upgrades. There's lot premiums, and you happen to buy the blinds and the sprinkler system, putting the yard in. Maybe you're buying a water softener or a refrigerator. But many people find that those lower interest rates help them get into the home, and they plan on maybe refinancing down the road. But when you build new construction, you put down a non-refundable deposit of usually about 10%. I have seen $10,000, $15,000, but this is non-refundable. So, when your house is finished and interest rates go up to the point that you can't qualify for the house, then you are out your down payment. So that is a big risk of new construction. But builders are still offering those incentives. Some have cut back a little with anticipation of interest rates to continue to move downwards. But here's where things get kind of interesting. This month, the buyers suddenly have come out and they're actively looking now. So usually I don't see buyers out until the end of February, March-ish. Well, this year, there are 4 main reasons why buyers out are in January. First of all, the interest rates, they've dropped down just a little bit more. So they're sitting around 5.76%, depending on the lender, your credit score, the type of loan. But first, we need to talk about our weather here in Utah. It's been weird, to say the least. We haven't received the snow and the snowpack that we normally do during our winter conditions. So it's been very mild, and people have come out to buy. Second, we have the Trump government administration that bought back, or they're talking about buying back the $200 billion in mortgage bonds to help bring the mortgage rates down a little bit, which did bring out some of those buyers. Just the talk brings out the buyers. And Trump also signed an executive order earlier in January preventing those big investors like BlackRock on Wall Street from coming in and buying up our single-family homes. That was a huge issue during COVID. These big investors, they came in during COVID and they outbid on multiple offers, offering cash, quick close. It's a guaranteed close for the seller and allow the seller to net more. Those homes would sell, and then those homes would be used as comparables for other homes. So the prices continue to go up. And it just really blocked out our first-time home buyers and just made it out of reach for them to get in. And another reason is that mortgage rates are expected to continue to go down. As I touched on that earlier, Jerome Powell's term will be up here in May, and rumor has it that Trump will appoint someone to fill his shoes that would be more prone to lower those rates. Talking to the buyers I'm currently working with, they are afraid that there's going to be bidding wars once the rates go down a little bit. And then there are the buyers who are waiting for rates to come down. And what they don't realize is the home prices will continue to go up overall. So as the rates come down, more buyers come out, a lot more people are bidding on homes, the inventory is going to go down. So it's that whole supply demand thing. I want to share with you strategies that we are using. First, we want to target homes that have been sitting on the market for 50, 60, maybe even 90 days or more. These sellers are usually the most motivated and and they're more open to deals. Look for price drops. There are a clear sign that the seller's anxious and getting more realistic and willing to negotiate on selling their home. And you want to look at those seller concessions pretty hard. You should be asking for closing costs, rate buy downs, repair costs, and all of that can be factored into the offer. Also, you want to check out builder incentives for rate buy downs and price cuts. Builders are offering temporary rate buy downs that will help you qualify for more house. The move-in ready homes, you can find really great deals on some of those, and often they come with more incentives for that quick close. With this inventory surge combined with the cooling demand and seller concessions, it's created that window of opportunity that smart buyers are jumping in on. Sellers are paying good concessions and house appreciation has slowed. So if you are thinking about buying in the northern Utah area, now is a pretty good time. But of course, it depends on what your personal situation is. But right now, buyers have more options, more negotiating power, and less competition than we've seen in over a decade. If you're selling, understanding the market dynamics is crucial to pricing your home right. And not only pricing your home right, but getting it sold in today's environment. My contact information is in the description below. You can call, text, or email us at any time. We'll create a custom plan based on your specific situation. It may not be the right time for you to buy, so don't take this as I'm saying you have to buy right now. It's a good time to sell and buy before the crowd rushes in during those peak summer months. And possibly if there's lower interest rates as well. Go ahead and subscribe. I look forward to you reaching out to me. I would love to talk real estate with you at any time. And I'm just happy you're here.